you guys read the article about overdraft fees versus insufficient fund fees or non-sufficient funds? What is non, N for non, S for sufficient, F for fee. So that's kind of repeating ourselves there with that fees after it. But the difference between them. Today we're going to be talking about the coverages or different options that you may have to limit the amount of fees that you pay. Okay, so the options are overdraft coverage, and overdraft protection, or no overdraft service at all. The three vocabulary words we're looking at here are overdraft coverage, NSFC, and overdraft protection. So let's look at the first one here. These are the criteria, the characteristics of one of these vocabulary words. If you don't have a highlighter, you can underline what I've highlighted. If you want a highlighter, I have one I can loan you. Does anyone want a highlighter? If you can give them back to me, I appreciate it. I have more than this if I need it. This was the first one. Yeah, underline your highlight. I don't care which. Anybody else want one? Anybody else need one? I've got more. We need them. Okay. So looking at this definition, it says it's charged when checks or electronic payments cause your account to go below $0. This is only charged if no other account protections are in place, and the average is around $25. All transactions will be declined. That means if a charge comes into your bank and you don't have enough money for it, they do not pay it. Okay, so which one do you think this is? Overdraft coverage, NSFC, or overdraft protection? Anybody? NSFC, very good. Now the next two, one's got to be coverage and one's got to be protection, right? Because those are the three vocab words we're looking at here. So for the second one, it says a service that automatically transfers money from a linked savings account when a transaction would cause your account balance to go below $0. Transactions are approved and money is transferred from your linked account. That means they are paying these for these transactions as they come in, but they're transferring money from your savings to pay for it, and there's sometimes a fee, but it will typically be smaller than other options. So do you think that is overdraft protection or overdraft coverage? It is not coverage. It is the other one. So if you try to remember that overdraft protection, you have to have a linked account with it, because they are going to actually use your money, put it in your from one account to the other. They're going to charge you a fee, but it's going to be should be a much smaller fee than if you if you overdraft your account. And the last one, we only have one left, is overdraft coverage. They will pay your charges automatically when your checking balance goes below $0, but they do charge you a fee usually every time up to a certain limited number, and that would be in your contract with them. And you can sign up, and then you can always opt out if you want. And that is overdraft coverage. So once again, I've underlined some things here. We have one set of transactions that this one person, Josh, is going to complete. He's going to purchase 7 things in this one day, and they're going to give us a beginning balance. And we're going to see what fees he accrues based on the options that he has. No overdraft service for option 1, and that means any kind of payment comes in that he doesn't have enough money for in his account, they do not pay it, but they do charge him $35 each time. And there is no limit there. It's not to say there could not be a limit at your particular institution that you bank with, but you would want to know that. The second option, and we're going to do these two options together. There's tables that we're going to fill in, and we'll be calculating the fees and the final balance of his account after the same transactions under each option. This option is overdraft coverage. If his account goes below zero, they will pay for the transaction that comes in, but they're going to charge you $35 every time, up to 3 times in one day. All of the transactions we're talking about with Joshua today are in one day. And the last option is the overdraft protection. That's the one where you have an account linked to it. If your account that the transaction comes in on, if it's below zero or that transaction would put it below zero, they will transfer money from your account and they will charge you. And in this case, they only transfer money in increments of $50. All right? So every time they do a $50 charge, they charge you $10. Or transfer, they charge you $10. So what the heck does that mean? So looking at these transactions, it says when the day begins, Joshua has $116 in his checking account and $200 in his linked savings account. Well, remember, we only need the linked savings account for option 3. So let's go ahead and write that by option 3. We're going to put right here in option 3, $200 in savings. To remind ourselves that we're using that. Mason, remember there are seats available if you can't see, if you want to move up. I tried to scoot it up a little higher. I can't hear you. Say it again. Look at me when you say it.
Which one are we going to follow?
You're going to do option 3 and then all the questions, other questions. We're going to fill in the tables for option 1 and option 2, okay? But I'm reminding you to put in this $200 in the option 3 table. Did you do that, Madeline? Okay, great. Okay, so we're starting with option 1. It says for each step in Joshua's day, put a check mark in either the transaction accepted or transaction declined column. If he would be charged a fee, also write the fee amount and type in the fee charged column. So here. So these are our steps. That's already filled in. We're going to look at step 2. Before school, he buys his cousin a round-trip bus trip for $4 using his debit card. So the first thing we're looking at, are they going to accept this charge or are they going to decline this charge? And you need a running balance. So I just stuck mine out here on the right, and you could do that as well. So we're going to start with $116. Anthony, you should be writing what I'm writing right here. $116. Are they going to pay for the $4 bus ticket? Is there any reason why they would not pay for the $4 bus ticket? He's got $116 in it, so are they going to accept or decline the charge? They're going to accept. Are they going to charge him a fee? No, he's got the money, right? But we have to make sure that we subtract the money from his balance. So now he's past, if I can make this bigger. There we go. So now his balance is $112. There was no fee for step 2. Does everybody see what we're doing? Step 3, he then uses his card to get gas for $43. Are they going to pay that charge? How do you know? Because he's right, yes, he still has more than $43. So yes, they are. We're going to subtract, maybe. I'm going to subtract it. Subtract that $43. Now he has $69 in his account. There's no reason why they would charge him a fee. He's got money. He's not overdrawn. Now we're going to look at step 4. So is it going to be, so step 4 is his yearbook. He bought a yearbook, and they just presented that charge to his account. The $75 charge. Does he have enough money to pay that charge? Is his bank going to pay it? No. So with no service, they don't pay any of them. Anything if it's less than $0, right, in your account. So are we going to subtract $75 from his balance? Only if they pay it, right? But are they going to charge him a fee? Yes, they are. They're going to charge him a $35 fee, and so we have to subtract that from his balance. Now his balance is $34. So transaction 5, he's got an auto payment on for his Netflix, as we all do, I'm sure. Now his auto pay comes in. Are they going to pay his Netflix? Yeah, he's got $34 in there. So they're going to pay it. He's down to $24. Yes, they pay it. No, there's no charge. He still has a positive balance in his account because they did not pay for his yearbook. The next one, any questions so far? All right. The next one, step 6, after school he heads out with friends and uses his debit card to buy $3. Does he have $3 in his account? Sure. Are they going to pay it? Of course they are. Why would they not? So we're going to subtract the $3. Now he has $22 left in his account. There was no fee there. Next, same day, his $40 cell phone bill is paid with an e-check. Does he have $40 in his account? Are they going to pay it? They are not. Are they going to charge him? They are. So now we're not subtracting the $40, but we are subtracting the fee. So he's at negative $14 balance now. And the last item, he finishes out the day. For some reason, he thinks he needs new soccer gear, even though he has no money. We've already said, if he's at a negative balance, are they going to accept the charge? They are not. Are they going to charge you a fee? They are. So his final balance is going to be that 14. I'm trying to get this wider because I keep. It's going to be negative $49. So we've done option 1, has no overdraft limit. We're about to do option 2, and we're going to use the same set of transactions, but now we're going to assume he has overdraft coverage, right? Which sounds like a good thing. Coverage always sounds good. But we're going to find that maybe it's not as good as it sounds, okay? And that's really what we're trying to do today. Make you cautious about any sort of benefit that you may be getting, because while sometimes it looks like a benefit, it is not always a benefit, right? So let's review what option 2 is. Everybody go back to option 2. They are going to pay all transactions. There will be a $35 charge for each transaction, but they will, they'll only charge that I say only, I'm using air quotes there, only 3 times in one day, which means he could pay $105 in one day for overdraft fees, right? Does not sound like a great coverage, but we'll see. And if you did not underline, well, we'll come back to option 3. They will pay. There is a charge up to 3 times a day. So that's what we need to know. So he's still starting with a $116 balance. No account is attached to this option. $4 bus ticket, will they pay it? Yes. And of course there's no fee, he has that money. And what's the next one? Okay, oh, let's gas in his car for $43. He still has $43, so can you think of a reason why they would deny it? No. And of course there's no fee, but we do need to subtract that from his balance. So now he's down to $69. So far, so good, same exact thing, right? Now the $75 yearbook kit, right? Are they going to pay it? Yep, they pay them all, right? So you're going to subtract the $75. Now he's down to negative $6. Are they going to charge him a fee? Yes. Yes, they are. So then we have to subtract that balance. So after step 4, option 1, no coverage. Sounds like it should be the worst one, right? What was he at? After he was at $24. Now they didn't pay the $75, but he is still not a negative, right? So make sure you're paying attention to that kind of stuff when you're picking your coverages. Step 5 or transaction 5 was his Netflix account, and auto pay is $10. He's negative now. They're going to pay everything. Everything's going to come off. His Netflix account brings his balance down to negative $51. They said they'll pay up to 3 overdraft fees sincere, so is there going to be an overdraft? I mean, they'll charge up to 3 in one day. Does he have to pay an overdraft fee on this one? He does. So now he's down to negative $86. If you're not keeping a running tally, you need to. That's part of that work you'll show for this. Now we're at where are we at? 06. This is his auto pay for his Netflix account of $10. Once again, they said they pay all transactions, right? So this whole column will be accepted. He's paid 2 overdraft fees already. Let's go ahead and take the $3 out. Is he going to pay another $35 fee? He is. So now he's down to negative $124. $40 cell phone bill. He has no money. They will accept it. Have to take it out of his account. Are they going to charge him a fee? Zara says no. Ezra says no. You're right. And the last one, soccer gear. He's broke and he's still buying soccer gear. We've established this whole column, they will pay, whether he's got the money or not. They will take it out of his account and give him a negative balance. He's already paid 3 fees, so are they going to charge him again? No. So his final balance for option 2 is $189. Option 1 and option 2, just us completing thing is going to answer some of your questions when you get started. So you guys now are going to complete option 3. So let's go back and go over what option 3 means. Option 3 means they are going to pay everything. But now they will transfer money to where we've only had negatives in our running balance, so sometimes you're going to be adding $50. Every time you add $50, you're going to deduct 10 for that transfer fee. Okay? If he needs $100, you have to deduct 52 times, so that would be $20 fee, right? I don't know if they do that. I can't remember, but just in case. So right now, you guys are working on option 3. We've already wrote in here, reminded ourselves that this is the one where you transfer from an account. So go back and look at your transactions. If you want, I'll put the transactions up on the board. That way you don't have to flip your paper back and forth. You didn't do any of this stuff. Right. So we did all of this and all of this. You didn't do it. Right. Option 1 and option 2. Now you're doing these two together. I'll put them back on the board for you. I'm about to take this off. you're copying Anthony, all of this and this. If you want to translate, that. For me. Yes, same thing. You can listen to your music now if you want, but take it and send it away. So you're going to subtract. Hey, you are going to subtract first. Right. Because that may depend on how you transfer your money, okay? Well, how much money does it have to have right now? So when you have it, you still have enough. Okay? Can't try that. Yes, go. Is it in your backpack? All right, ready for okay, so need the balance for this one as well. You sign out, Lisa? Yeah. So, Anthony? All right, so this and this for option 2.